It's the 18th of April. Rain is not forecast for about a week. So I think the time has come to start replacing the failed baseboard sections of my railway. And the reason is that various sections, the plywood baseboard has completely delaminated and fallen apart. The OBS sheets for the new baseboard have just been delivered, and I'm looking suitably bemused as how I'm going to shift it all. So I think the first thing is a cup of tea. So in the first instance, what I think I'm going to do is to remove this rail siding section, this length here, and number the pieces so they can go back eventually. I've got maybe 20% of the track now lifted in preparation of trying to remove the defective baseboard. So this is the first approximately 20% pile of track which I've lifted off the baseboard. Each section labelled so that hopefully when I come to put it back I know where each bit goes, but that remains to be seen. And now the base of my spine is absolutely crucifying me because of all the bending over. I don't think there's any doubt as to the need to replace the baseboard on my railway, but just in case, that is plywood, which is what I used for part of the railway as opposed to chipboard, and it has totally rotted away. The good news in terms of replacement is I did have the foresight to fix it by screwing it from the top, and I'm happy about that because it means I haven't got to get underneath on my back in all the rubbish to try and remove it. Well, it's coming up. It is seriously rotten. I should have to give some thought as to what sort of wood to replace the board with. Although at my time of life it's probably not that crucial. So having removed the decking on this part, I think what I've actually got to do, because it's also rotten, is to remove all the decking at least as far as that opening over there. We'll see.
So how's it going, my dear?
Terrible.
Is that all you've got to say about it?
I could use other words, but they're probably not fit for public.
A word to any ladies watching this rebuild.
What?
if your husband ever comes up with this bright idea, try and put him off, because it makes them ever so grumpy. Doesn't it, darling?
I can't hear a word you're saying.
Makes you grumpy.
Yes. Uncharacteristic.
No more to say, really. I think we'll leave it there.
That said, I hate painting, and Angela's invaluable assistance in painting the bituminous paint on the new ball is and was greatly appreciated. The first two pieces of the new baseboard are placed in position but not fixed down. Now all I've got to do is this lot.
Now it seems I'm going to be quite lucky with this railway rebuild, because he's had to take out so much of it. And there he is, busy away down the other end. I came up with a bright idea that can he do a lift out section about here, because then the 2 or 3 times a year I need to get in the corner to do some gardening, I don't have to squeeze through this tiny little gap, which I can assure you is no mean feat and results in snagged leggings and a slightly sore lower part of my body. So he has agreed that we'll have a lift out section there.
At this point, Angela requested that I put in a bit of a hinge section so that she could get to a bit of bamboo or whatever it is to the rear of the railway for maintenance purposes. It's a little bit more tricky than it seems. The trick seems to be to get the hinges raised to be sort of up somewhere level with the track. Had to play about a little bit with the levels to try and find the right height for the rail, and when the bridge opens, so that the rail clears the adjoining fixed part. These are just ordinary door hinges. They're not rising butts, they're just door hinges which I found in the shed. The whole thing's temporary at the moment. Obviously needs a lick of paint and one thing and another. And I've got the other rails in. I think eclectic is the name for this somewhat unusual test break of the hinged bridge. Pleased to say so far nothing has come off. Can't be unlucky all the time. Today is the 11th of May 2022 and it's pouring with rain, of course. So work on the new baseboard on the railway is suspended, and to give myself something to do, I've decided to put this little video together to show progress to date.